Hi, thank you for joining me on the Animal Edit, the place to be for conscious animal lovers who want to explore ways of making a positive difference through their everyday actions. Today's topic is pets, and it might be a little bit different to what you think it's going to be about. For me, this is a really difficult issue and one that I'm still debating internally. So I thought it would be an interesting one to throw out there as a video and see whether anybody else is having the same struggles that I do. So the reason that it's a difficult topic for me is that firstly, I love animals, obviously, by the creation of this YouTube channel. So my love of animals is really core to my life. And so I love to be surrounded by animals. Only about 3 years ago, in my early 30s, my husband and I got a dog. So he is my first dog in my life, and he is an absolute joy. We love him to pieces. He is a real challenge because he's a Kelpie crossed with a Labrador, so he's got bundles and bundles of energy. He's almost 3 years old. And so training him has been a journey and a huge educational process, but really interesting and something that we've really enjoyed doing. So in terms of having a dog, I wouldn't change that. Having said that, my personal belief is that animals deserve to have a natural life and be brought into the world for no other purpose than nature. And that's why I was pescatarian for about the last 15 years, and this year decided to be vegan. My main reason is that I don't like to see animals brought into farms or born into the world basically for the purposes of human production and human consumption, which also goes to my value of being philosophically okay with eating wild meat. Technically, I'm okay with that. So for me, having pets actually raises a really interesting philosophical debate, because you could argue that I'm being a bit hypocritical. I'm saying on the one hand that we shouldn't bring animals into the world for the purposes of human consumption in the way of farms, etc. But on the other hand, I'm saying it's okay to bring animals into the world for the purposes of, there's my dog Sam, for the purposes of being part of our family. So as I said, it's still an issue that I'm grappling with, and I'm not really sure how it sits with my values, and something that I question myself about. So I'm curious to know whether anyone has thought along these lines before, whether you have pets, whether you eat meat, and where you sit on the continuum of both of those things, and whether you associate pets and farmed animals within the same sort of spectrum, and whether your values apply to both equally, or whether you think you have different values for both of those. This isn't to talk about the standards of living or anything like that, because obviously I believe that our dog has a brilliant standard of living. We look after him really well. We do the best that we can with him, and we give him the best food that we can. We give him lots of exercise and training and nourishment in terms of exercising his brain as well. So we really strive to look after him. So it's not about the welfare of animals and comparing pets with animals that live on farms. It's more about how humans think about animals in general, because one of my issues is with the fact that humans seem to think about the world, our environment, and the animals that we're surrounded with and that live on our planet as being something that we can use for our own purposes. I believe that we can all share the world, and that humans may well be at the top of the food chain and responsible and in charge of the world, but I think that we can show more compassion and respect for the other creatures that we share this planet with. You can see why having pets is a bit of a philosophical debate within myself for me. I haven't really seen many other people have the same kind of issues, but I haven't really researched it either, so that might be something that I do next, is just have a look around and see whether anybody else has been debating this topic about whether it's okay to have pets when it comes to how we feel about respecting animals. So there's no answer within this video. I hope you weren't hoping for one. I wanted to just pose it as a question and as a point for debate, and just see if there's any other opinions out there. I don't expect that there's going to be a lot of people who have the same beliefs and philosophies as I do. I haven't really come across all that many in my life, so it'll be interesting to see if I can find any online who have similar beliefs, but I'm sure there'll be people who disagree with me. So please feel free to make comments below. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to The Animal Edit on YouTube if you're interested in hearing about more topics to do with animals and ethics and how we can adjust our everyday behaviours to be in line with our values of loving animals. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to bringing you another video again soon.